Wavect, the web-free software company that understands what you want.
Hi everyone, welcome at Wavect. Today with a super special guest, Charaf El Bellai, who's the VP Sales and Marketing at Latro. Founder of the enhancing business company, advises two companies, the ShellBoxes, ShellBoxes is the name, and Octav. And also, interestingly, manages a professional golfer. Would love to hear that as well. And today we're going to talk about outbound sales and how it's done the right way. But in general, we will speak about sales in Web3 in general. And so, starting out, I would love to hear from you, Charaf. How does your everyday look like as a sales and marketing person, and what are your passions and everything you basically want to tell me?
Yeah, thanks Kevin, first for having me here. You have done great interviews in the past with great people, amazing. So really, congrats for putting all of this together, and I'm sure it will be very successful in the future. Thanks also for the intro, a long one, I guess. Yeah. So, well, my day-to-day life is pretty easy. Kind of succeeded organizing it better now this last month because a lot of things were added. So, well, my day starts around 6:30 a.m. I start working out. I have the gym just down here in my
that's perfect.
At home. Yeah, that's perfect. It helps a lot. So I started working out. I just started with a coach. So I really would encourage people that don't work out or work out, but not in a regular basis to have a coach, and it brings the motivation you need, because I used to not work out all the time. So it's perfect. And after that, I also live by the beach, so I go, do a small walk by the beach here in the Sound, working in the Sound, and kind of meditation. That's my first meditation. And well, after that, I start my my working day around 8:30, around 8:30. So from 8:30 to 6:30, sometimes even more. I work in all my tasks for Latro as a VP sales and marketing, so I'm always in continuous contact with my people, my sales directors around the world, and also the marketing team. So it's a continuous work, discussing strategies, but also feedback from clients, and then how we can adapt our products. Then it's other discussions with the technology business unit guys, the strategic business unit guys. So it's always on the phone, in conference calls. I think it's the kind of the daily life of a majority of the people right now. And then in the late evening, afternoon, I have some calls with my my golfer. The player I manage. His name is Ayoub Girati. He's Moroccan also. Well, I didn't mention it, but I live in Morocco, in Casablanca.
Awesome.
So yeah, that helps with the weather. So yeah, we whether we go play a round of golf or I go watch him train in the practice range, and yeah, that's maybe twice a week. And on the other hand, as you said, I'm the advisor for ShellBoxes and Octav, two Moroccan company based in Marrakesh, and they do everything. Well, ShellBoxes is a specialized company in Web3, let's call it. They do penetration tests, they audit smart contracts, but they also do everything related to development. So you come to them with a pitch, and they create everything related to that pitch, the back office, the front office, everything related to it. And they specialize in Solidity and Ethereum, but also Solana and many other blockchains. So it's I'm really happy to work with them, on a weekly basis, and to help them, organize be organized as a company, because it's a small startup with young guys, young people, very, very motivated. They work, all day long. So you need to bring some best practices and frameworks to help them just direct the energy where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically my day or my week.
Awesome. A lot of super interesting things that you
Yeah.
just said. Regarding the first one, I think many Web3 companies have the issue that they actually lack a product or project manager, right? They actually lack someone that has experience in, I would say, in the traditional world, that actually knows how to finish projects, right?
Yeah.
That's at least my experience. And that's definitely a great way to mitigate the risk, right? Having a great advisor helping out there.
Yeah.
You said before that one big or one task of your day basically is gathering customer feedback. How does that work? Because you're not always the one standing in front of the customer.
Yes, that's a good question, and we have a great technological business unit who brings to us, product definitions or a first pitch, let's call it like that. So from there, I take it to my team, or I organize, trainings with the TBU, and from there they go out and try to pitch it to clients, whether when they travel or organizing calls. So when I'm present, when I am in the calls, obviously I ask my sales directors to include me in some of their calls. Obviously not all, I cannot attend all, but when I'm there, I try uh, to well, first understand how my sales director is acting, during the call, because uh, it shows how well they understand the product, you know. So asking powerful questions, um, trying to build a relationship as soon as the calls start. In my opinion, I work a lot with the neuroscience. That's another of my passions. So I'm more and a lot into relationship development first before even talking business. So how my sales director is building that relationship, how he is creating and building around trust. Trust for me is, at the center of everything, whether it's in the personal or professional life. You always come back to trust. So if I trust the sales director, I might be able to, give him a business. But also, if he asks the right questions, when you are the client and you have someone in front of you asking powerful questions, that means he's an expert. You can trust him. He's knowledgeable. So you give him the right to answer the questions, right? So this is how I envision all of that, and how I, try to measure all of that during that call. So this is
Wow.
mostly how I try to do that in the course. Otherwise, when they travel, they bring the feedback and I challenge them again with questions. It's all about asking the right question or powerful questions to understand. In sales, we tend to look at salespeople as, that person trying to sell stuff, boom, 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 boom. But it's not the way it should be. At least in my opinion, I see it as you only sell when there is a challenge or a need on the customer side, on the prospect side, before becoming a customer. So again, powerful questions and trust.
Really love this. What you just said is, yeah, in general, trust, I think, is the core of business itself, right? You
It's
can't
critical.
do business with anyone if you don't believe that he has a certain level of, let's say, ethics, or I don't know, like you at least trust them that they don't
Yeah.
stab your back or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I really loved what you said about basically asking questions, right? That's what I discovered as well. In general, your product might be the best in the world, right? But it should be always centered around, as you said, prospect, right?
Yeah.
Ask them what they need and want, right? It might be different, but in general, ask a lot of questions, understand the problem, and then try to provide the right or best solution to that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. If what you said is very important right now, because you said asking questions or discussing what they need. But we are in an era right now where our prospects sometimes don't even know what they need, or they don't know where is their challenge. So you need to guide them. It's a journey. It's a complete journey with those questions to make them discover what is their challenge, whether technological challenge or personal challenge within the company. It's a broad and wide environment that you need to discover. So this is our role as salespersons, is to discover everything surrounding your champion. We call it the champion. So who identifying our champion and understand what are his or her challenges in life, personal life, but also her or this person's professional objectives, right? So yeah, I think it's that's the era. I think it's era number 3 we are now. Era number 1 was this transactional sales. I want this, give me this. Okay, I sell you whatever you want. Era number 2 was about, it added everything related to relationship building and trying to understand. And this era number 3 is your client doesn't even know what he needs or what he wants, so you need to guide him around that.
very powerful what you just said. 100% agree that they oftentimes don't know what they need, right?
Yep.
But how is it with what they want, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't be in contact with you, because why either your side or their side wasting time with each other if there is no, besides relationship building, with evaluating some kind of need that might not be there. How is that?
Yeah. That's we can talk about this for hours, but when I say when we step in, and when you are talking with someone, with the prospect, whether you are in discovery phase, so that person took your call or answered your email because of simple curiosity, or you need to start that journey that I just talked about. But what they want might be something that you don't have, and that's where I tell my guys, and even myself, I apply it on a daily basis, is stop there. If there is nothing you can help them with, stop. Otherwise it's just, you are losing your time. You are trying to sell something that they don't need. Why? That can't happen. Or it's what we call a dry run. So you are running there for years, trying to follow up. You lose an incredible amount of effort and you don't get the sale. Or maybe after 2 or 3 years, when the need has become, or when we have built the right product, right? But that takes a lot of time. So when I can come back to outbound versus inbound, outbound sales need to be, it's about creating the relationship, the trust between one person and a group of persons, or a champion in the company. And what inbound sales or inbound marketing, we can talk about inbound efforts, let's say it like that, because as you know, I handle sales and marketing, so it's all inbound for me. What we try to do, and what needs to happen in every company, Web3, Web2, whatever company, is try to build notoriety, the brand notoriety. It needs to become a brand that resonates in the person's ears when they hear. Like right now, when people hear Latro, they know our values, because those are the values we communicate about in our social media posts on LinkedIn, or that's how we write our articles in our blog or our website. It's all around our values. So people know our values, know how we treat our customers, and they know the journey that is gonna happen when they when they sign with us, when they start becoming a client of Latro. Yeah, hope I answered a little bit.
No, it's awesome. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so basically, you create an environment of trust by building a brand, right?
exact.
Yeah.
Sharing success stories, sharing numbers. People like content, so you need to always be giving them content. That's the marketing responsibility. And then hopefully an inbound sales can happen, because inbound sales is when the prospect comes to you, instead of the sales guys going out there and bring an opportunity. So yeah, it starts with marketing and communication efforts.
And how do they relate each other? Because usually most companies start out with one, right? They either do outbound marketing or sales in the first place, or they do inbound marketing, what I do focus right now, right? But in general, how is the relation if you're a larger company? How much actually comes from your experience from inbound marketing related to outbound sales?
Yeah, so to answer this question, I think there are several groups to create. You mentioned big companies. So big companies, the distribution between inbound sales, outbound sales, right, it depends on maybe the region, the culture, the products. But I would, well, to be honest, I can't answer that question with with one answer, because you need to know what is their how many people they have in their sales force, the
I
size of the
see.
marketing team, etc. But if we talk about, let's talk about maybe startups, because in Web3 this is
Yeah.
we see much more startups than big companies. There are no big companies right now in startups, in Web3, sorry. So I would say it's all about the brand first. So focusing on building the brand, the notoriety around it. So it's a lot of marketing effort. And hopefully, I would say it was 90% of, well, maybe not, because you remember this period from last year where all this NFT craze started, mid-year last year, and until maybe 3 months ago, where it was NFT projects, PFP projects everywhere, and everyone wanted to have his PFP NFT collection. It was just
Yeah.
craziness. So there were demand everywhere. I mean, at ShellBoxes, we have seen that it was crazy. So we had a lot of inbound sales. Boom, boom, boom. People wanted to create their collections, and there is a lack of Solidity developers around the world. That's obvious, right? So then inbound sales tend to be much more than outbound sales, right? I think even in Web3, this has been my dilemma since 1.5 years or 2 years, is how to bring Web2 sales to Web3, or how to adapt it, or how to, these are all the questions I'm asking myself now. I still don't have a real answer, but some works started in there to know how to provide, sales services to Web3 companies.
So you basically mean you don't have the answer to how to productize it, or to actually provide sales
That's the
as a
question.
service.
Yeah, that's the question, whether it's sales as a service. For example, one of my ideas first was to create a group of sales guys that would be, working in the same ethics as I do, which I think is the most successful one, and then go out there and help, like, the future Web3 startups to bring clients, right? Because we still have this lack of experts and knowledgeable people that can talk about blockchain, tokens, or the metaverse, the tokenomics around the project. This is knowledge. For example, from on my side, I have been building this for the last 5 years. I started in crypto, investing in crypto 5 years ago. and in NFT since end of last year. So, it's all about obviously knowledge in order to be able to bring, to build around trust. Build. That's, I think, the Web3 word.
Yeah.
It's build, 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 always be building. And I think it's the right moment to mention, to talk about the reciprocity bias. This is something I really wanted to bring to this podcast, reciprocity bias, and I saw it in Web3. This is obvious in Web3, where you give reciprocity bias is something we talk about in neuroscience, and it's based on giving value, providing value, content, without limit and without expectation to receive something, because at the end of the day, you will receive something, whether it's recognition, clients, or just knowledge for yourself, But at the end of the day, you are the winner, because if you do the work, you do the research, as you say, you win. You win at the end of the day, and people just need to be, patient.
I'm really glad you just
key.
said that, because sorry.
You are building. You are a great builder.
No, because I was worried now that you say it's not a good strategy and effort. Oh no.
Oh,
please
no, definitely not. No.
Otherwise,
you're doing a
that would
great
have
work.
been some wasted months.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And for you, and I think I saw you as a great example of that reciprocity bias, because what you are building now, all these people you're interviewing, everyone will come back to these interviews in 1 year, because I think in 1 year, that's where people will start do much better research about Web3, blockchain, crypto, NFTs, and they will come back to your interviews, because they will be the basis, like the starter package for someone that is starting in this world. So I'm sure, don't worry, Kevin, it will pay.
No worries. As you said, zero expectations. So that's
Yeah, exactly.
really what I try.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, we heard a lot about how you actually, about your mindset itself, right? So I really love that. Are there some kind of, or usually you have some kind of tools, right, that support that to actually scale these kind of processes? How does that work? Or anything you could even recommend here?
Well, this is what I would recommend. Look, it's
Awesome.
books and more books.
Nice one. Awesome.
So I really think knowledge and curiosity and passion is something that is inner in you, that you can develop, but you need to go out there and do your research. And this is the first tool. It's books, and there are everywhere. I can recommend a lot of them, starting, for example, with Robert Greene books. I love the 48 Laws of Power. That's excellent book. Reading about NLP,
NLP is
neuro-linguistical programming. What else? I have maybe two. Oh, obviously I have this one I need to show you guys. It's two books. First one is Good to Great, but also and especially I can't find it right now, but here it is. The Science of Selling.
Wow.
Magnificent book. This shows you how sales is not something intuitive or that you have or you don't have, but shows you that it's based on science, which you move from qualitative sales to quantitative sales. So now you can forecast better, you put numbers, you put strategies around it. And this is what triggered me to be and to learn more about neuroscience, because then you try to understand how the brain works, what triggers decision making, what triggers how to build trust. All what we discussed about, it's all about neuroscience and how the brain works. At the end of the day, we are all humans, and we all work with emotions, and we all, take decisions on what to build, when, how much, how many, etc., etc. So it's all about the brain. This is, I think, the where we all come back again, and this is definitely a must-read book for anyone. It's not only for salespeople, but for anyone, because we all have something to sell at a specific moment, whether we sell our, when we are looking for a job, or we, whatever, whatever, you want to sell your bike or whatever it is. So you need to understand how your, how the buyer thinks and how he makes decisions. Other tools, maybe, I don't know, but I like something very basic, which is to organize my day and my week, is to put everything in the calendar. So you need to have, I have everything in there, like personal and professional, same calendar, and everything, it's in there. If it's not in the calendar, it's not happening.
Same.
Whether I forget about it, or just it's not possible to
it's
to memorize everything. Yeah,
it's crazy without a calendar. It's as
easy.
you said,
Yeah, it's a basic tool, but very powerful.
yeah, super.
Yeah.
Regarding the books, would you maybe be so kind to maybe 3 books, I think, are fine,
Yeah,
or
top
whatever
3.
you want, to actually give me the title, because
Of
I
course.
think the viewers definitely would love this.
Of course.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, man.
I will do that. I'll do that.
Love it. Yeah. So in the end, as you said, we are all humans, right?
Yep.
And I think there's a saying for that as well, right? But people think that we buy in a rational manner sometimes, right? But I think nobody does, right? It's always something emotional.
We think
Yeah.
we think it is rational, but it's always related to, whether our past experience or our emotions that specific day. You might be buying something today, but not tomorrow, or you might not have bought it yesterday because you were in a different mood, or because you discussed with someone. I don't know. I do this podcast with you, and tomorrow I might want to buy new headphones because this ones didn't work well. It's all based on experience and emotions, always.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, and that's why you need, coming back to inbound, you need to build around your brand and success stories behind it. It's storytelling, references from clients. It's always a good thing to put in the front in your social medias and website, blogs, whatever. So it's all around that.
It again builds some sense of trust, right?
Always.
One thing that I discovered is, or what I think, I would love to hear your opinion on that. People don't like to be sold to, right? In general. So how do you actually, I would say, work around that with outbound sales? Because you actively approach people, or is it just a mass game, like approach enough people, and some have some kind of need or interest?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So this is the main thing that we want to change. When we interact first with someone, we know that they don't like salespersons coming to them and pitch a solution. So that's why. So that's a good question, because I wrote a guide for my sales directors and my team, which is really around. I can share that with you too. I would be very happy to share that, and you will see it's all about neuroscience and how the brain works. And I gave them the example of how would an hour of web conference, how would it go to build that relationship and not to sell something again. So I always tend to tell them, first 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, it's all about relationship building. So you need to do the homeworks before. Who is that person? What is his past? the company. Is the company did they achieve something this last week, 2 weeks? You know, any kind of information that you could gather about the company or the person is welcome. So now we have social medias. You can go look at their Facebook profiles, Instagram, know what are their interests. If you share interests, I don't know, I play golf. If the person in front of me plays golf, I know exactly how I will start my call, right? And I'm sure it will go well the first 5-10 minutes, and they will be much more attentive to what I will say later when I will talk about their needs, challenges. When I will ask questions, they will answer me, because sometimes we'll have people, yes, no, thanks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
these first 10 minutes are key for the next 50 minutes. And then you need to obviously do your ask the powerful questions in the next 30 to 40 minutes. Identify the need and be able in real time, obviously. If not, you can do it later, but in real time is perfect, because you need to adapt your product to that need and already give something to bring value in that call. You know, you already bring value with nice questions, good questions that can pinpoint where is the economical pain for the buyer, you know, how you can help in the process, etc., etc. And at the end, the last 10 minutes is a call to action, or have them engaged for the next call, because you need to prepare the next call. So it's about, you know, asking them to send you something that is related to the questions you asked, or asking them to I don't know, but I always you know, kind of ask people to acknowledge that I have identified the right pain, and that is something they want to be solved. So that creates engagement for the next follow-up meeting. Yes, a lot of techniques, of course, that we can discuss about, but it's all of that.
Super interesting.
Yeah,
For sure. I really liked when you said the first minutes are key, and especially when sharing common interests, right? You have a good shot. Just thinking about, I think everyone knows that, right? You meet someone in a foreign country that speaks the same language as you, or comes from the same country. Immediate relationship,
matches,
right?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
it's the exact same, right? You build a relationship of trust by actually having something in common, and that's incredibly powerful, definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, when you have common interests, you need to leverage them.
Yeah.
And that will help you. You know, at the end of the day, I can tell you that 90% of my direct clients are friends. To be honest, they are friends. We discussed about holidays. We discussed about I don't know, how we play golf. How did you watch that soccer game, football game for you in Austria? But for me too. For people listening in the US, soccer or football. You know, it's all of that. Everyone will come back to the personal emotions again. Always.
100%. Yeah. Speaking of friends as clients, are there some clients that you as a salesperson or marketing person say that's not someone we actually want to work with?
Of course. Those are the clients that we signed with, you know, before knowing them. When we started very early, we wanted more contracts than relationships. So we started signing with clients that now we see they don't really needed our product, and they signed. You will ask me how, but yes, we signed based on some kind of relationship and trust. At the end of the day, we find ourselves not answering their needs or challenges, and it becomes just a pain to discuss with those persons. You know, this is where you have a client that will not pay you, for example, that will have a lot of delay in paying you. So you want to cut that relationship off and just engage with clients that you would choose, right? Now we are saying no to much more clients than we used in the past, and it's normal because we want to have we want to work with people that know what is our value and know how we can help them. Otherwise, it's just a relationship that doesn't match, and it brings a lot of pain into the process for a long time. And we don't want that. Neither does the client.
Yeah, entrepreneurs are usually problem solvers, right? Why creating new problems out of thin air?
Exact. Exact. That's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of challenges, actually, right? Because that can be an issue, having clients that are actually not passionate or engaged with your product. Are there any other issues or again challenges that you discovered to be solved over the years that you actually needed to overcome?
You mean while we tried to pitch our existing solutions? Yes,
Exactly.
definitely. So I will give you the example of in Latro, we just launched a new product around data analytics. So in Latro, we are really specialists around data. We know how to make data speak, right? So now we have built. We were specialized in a niche market, very niche market, which is fraud detection, bypass fraud detection in telecommunication, and revenue assurance, which I'm sure you don't know about, and 99% of the people listening won't know about. But we just launched this new product based on clients' feedback. Obviously, when we go and pitch something, they say, yes, we have this challenge, but we also have this around data. So I don't know I don't know this, I don't know that. And then this last 2 years, we have been working on a specific project called Versalytics Intelligence, which is around helping the clients translate data into something actionable, right? And with a very easy integration and responding to the feedback and challenges we got. So it took us 2 years to build that product, and now we just did the launch last May in Dubai. But it's always about, you always need to be gathering feedback about existing problems, challenges, and future ones. And that's where you need to have a good team of innovators with you, because you always need to think ahead, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ahead, to deliver the product that will be ready by then. You know, I don't know if you know the Gauss chart, but it starts with innovation, market, full, you go exponential on sales, and then it's the death of the product. So you always want to be ahead, innovating before the product is launched, right? Because you need to take advantage of this portion here. And, like for NFTs, the product was already here and everyone wanted to run and create their product. So it was fun to see. It was really fun to see.
Yeah. Basically, there's also like a Wester, or how do we call it in English? Basically, you have 4 product categories, right? You have the cash cows, you have those products that actually need a lot of money, consume money.
Yeah.
Those are the innovators, right? Then you have the dying products and everything. Basically, the exactly same what you just said, right?
Exactly.
It's such a core concept. I think just knowing that is super powerful, right? Then you can actually focus on the products that are really important, right? Just because they make you a lot of money now doesn't mean you should spend a lot of money on them, right?
Exactly.
So
you need to position them in this curve to know if you need to invest. If it's a dying market, it doesn't make sense to invest a lot of money, but just keep taking the money from that product and think about innovation. How and where do we innovate to build the next product? Yeah, definitely. I can't agree more.
100% awesome. Yeah, Charaf, really awesome episode. I would love to hear from you, maybe as last question, if that's okay. Do you
Perfect.
have
Tell me.
3 things that you want everyone to remember from this great discussion?
Yeah, definitely. I will just have to summarize what we said, and it's about, I guess, trust. Always put trust in the middle of everything you do, and build around trust. Um, Make as many new relationships as you can, because you can learn a lot from each person,
Yeah.
from that person's experience. I mean, you can learn much quicker than yourself experiencing it, right? So, and the third one is the reciprocity bias. Give, give, give. You will definitely receive after that.
Love it.
I think that's the top 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you for having me, really.
And
Yeah.
yeah, thank you everyone for watching to this and or listening to this and watching this. Yeah, let us know in the comments what else you want to know or what next topics we should cover. And yeah, Charaf, anything left to say? Any self-promotion if you want so?
Oof, I could go for hours, but no, thank you, Kevin. Great job, and please continue like that. I'm sure we will hear about your success in the next month. Thanks.
Next month would be a little bit quick, but thank you, man.
It's ambitious.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Wavect, the web-free software company that understands what you want.